So, let's talk about time. You know that feeling you have about it? That it's like this giant, invisible river just flowing, always pushing us forward? You feel it when you look in the mirror. You see it in the changing seasons. But what if I told you that entire feeling, that deep-seated intuition about time, is completely wrong?
And I mean completely wrong. The reality that physics shows us is so much stranger, so much more mind-bending than any simple river. So, in this explainer, we're going to tear down that old illusion, piece by piece, and take a look at the bizarre, beautiful geometry of reality that's hiding underneath.
So, where do we even begin a journey like this? Not out in the cosmos, actually, but right inside your own head. Because the very first thing you have to understand is that the clock your brain uses to perceive time is, well, it's a personal and, frankly, kind of glitchy piece of software.
All right, let's try a quick experiment right now. Just close your eyes for a second and try to count to 60. Don't look at a clock, just count in your head. And as you're doing it, pay really close attention to how you're doing it. What's actually going on in your mind to mark the seconds?
Okay, what's so fascinating is that you probably fall into one of two main camps. Some of you are what we'd call auditory counters. You literally heard a little voice in your head saying 1, 2, 3, but others, you're visual counters. You didn't hear a voice, you saw something, maybe a ticking clock or a tape measure scrolling by. And the wildest part? A lot of you visual counters can do other things like read a sentence, while that little mental ticker just keeps on running.
So here's the point. Your brain doesn't have a time organ. Your personal sense of time is just a trick your brain has come up with, a little mental program it runs. It's a useful hallucination that evolved to help you, not get eaten by a lion. But it's not a tool for understanding the true fabric of the universe. For that, we gotta look past our own biology.
All right, next up, time is not a river. We're going to dismantle that core metaphor. This is the big one, the idea that time flows.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Ask yourself that question. If time is flowing, how fast is it going? The only answer you can really come up with is, well, it flows at 1 second per second, which is completely meaningless, right? It's a circular statement. It's like saying a yardstick is 1 yard long. It tells you absolutely nothing. That one question just shatters the whole metaphor.
So if it's not flowing, what is it? Well, to a physicist, time isn't some active force that does things. It's much, much simpler. It's just a system, a way of putting events in order. This happened, and then that happened. It's basically just a label we stick on things to mark their sequence. And this little phrase just says it all. You know how people say time heals all wounds, or time caused the milk to spoil? Nope. Bacteria and thermodynamics cause milk to spoil. Time is just the ruler we use to measure how long that process took. Time doesn't build the house, it just measures the wall. It's the ruler, not the work.
Okay, so if time doesn't flow, what on earth is it? Well, this is where we get to the absolute heart of Einstein's relativity, and you're going to want to buckle up. The idea is that time is a physical dimension just like length, width, and height, and it's woven together with them into a single four-dimensional fabric called space-time. To get your head around this, imagine you're in a car that has a fixed speed. It can only ever go 60 miles per hour, no more, no less. Now, if you drive due north, all 60 of those miles per hour are taking you north. Simple. But what happens when you turn the wheel and start driving northeast? Now your speed is split. Some of it is going north and some of it is going east. So your speed northward has actually decreased, right? Because you diverted some of your motion to the east.
Now let's just swap out the words from that analogy for the real physics. In our universe, everything is always moving through space-time at one constant speed, the speed of light. So think of driving north as just moving through time, and think of driving east as moving through space.
And the consequence of this is just extraordinary. When you're sitting perfectly still, reading a book, all of your motion is dedicated to traveling through the dimension of time. You're going full speed ahead into the future. But the moment you get up and start walking, or get in a car, or board a rocket, you've turned the wheel. You're diverting some of that constant motion into space. And the result? The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. And this isn't just some weird theory. It is a physical fact. The GPS satellites orbiting the Earth have to constantly correct their clocks, because for them, time is literally ticking slower than it is for us down here. Okay, so if thinking of time as a dimension wasn't weird enough, it leads to an even more shocking conclusion. That cozy idea we all have of a single, universal now, the idea that we're all sharing this one present moment together, it's a complete fiction.
Okay, check this out. Imagine you've got two light poles that are miles apart, and you're standing perfectly still right in the middle.
You set it up so that both poles flash with light at the exact same time. From where you're standing, the light from both flashes travels the same distance and hits your eyes at the exact same instant. For you, those events were simultaneous.
But now, let's say your friend flies past in a super-fast spaceship right as the lights flash. Because your friend is moving towards one of the light poles and away from the other one, something amazing happens. Since the speed of light is constant for everyone, your friend will see the light from the pole they're approaching first. To them, the two events absolutely did not happen at the same time. One happened before the other.
So, who's correct? You on the ground or your friend in the ship? And this is where relativity just blows your mind. The answer is, you are both right. There is no single objective now. Your present moment is just your personal frame of reference, and it's defined entirely by how you're moving. The order of events in the universe is relative.
Okay, so this brings up a huge, obvious question, right? If time is just another dimension like space, why can we only move forward? I mean, I can walk forwards and backwards, left and right. Why can't I just take a stroll back into yesterday?
The answer, weirdly enough, has almost nothing to do with time itself and everything to do with probability. I mean, think about breaking an egg. You drop it, it splatters on the floor, you've seen it a million times. But have you ever seen a splattered egg on the floor suddenly leap up and reassemble itself back into a perfect, unbroken egg? Of course not. But why not?
It's because of a fundamental concept called entropy. You can think of it like this. The universe is fundamentally lazy. It always moves from a state of order to a state of disorder. And why? Just because there's only one way for an egg to be a perfect ordered egg, but there are a gazillion, near infinite ways for it to be a disordered, splattered mess on the floor. It's just statistics.
So that feeling you have, that arrow of time that's always pulling you from the past to the future, that's just your brain registering this relentless one-way street from order to chaos. The past is just a time when the universe was more orderly. Every moment is like another shuffle of the cosmic deck of cards. In a very real sense, your brain isn't a time detector, it's a disorder detector.
So now, let's put all of these wild ideas together. Let's assemble them into the final breathtaking picture of reality that modern physics paints for us.
It's a concept called the block universe, and the theory suggests that all of time, the past, the present, and the future, it all exists right now, simultaneously. The best way to think about it is like a reel of film for a movie. When you watch the movie, you experience a story that unfolds, one frame at a time. But if you were to unspool that whole reel of film and lay it out on the floor, you'd see that every single frame, the beginning, the middle, and the end, is already there, all at once.
In this model of the universe, the past isn't gone, and the future isn't some unwritten mystery. They are just different locations in the four-dimensional block of space-time. The dinosaurs, the day you were born, what you'll have for breakfast next Tuesday, they are all just different coordinates on the cosmic map, and they are all equally real.
And that leads us to the final, really profound takeaway. The biggest mental shift you have to make is to stop thinking about time as a flow and start understanding it as a form of geometry. Time isn't a river that's happening to you. It's a landscape, a dimension that you exist within. Reality isn't a story that's being written in real time. It's a landscape that's already fully mapped out. And your consciousness? Well, maybe it's just the spotlight, illuminating that map, one moment at a time.